and for ISO 9000 and various other certification, and we are also providing consultancy for various sustainability, especially EcoVadis, SBTI, and GHG emission calculation as per ISO 14064 Part 1. And we are also providing lead auditor training for various ISO certifications and lead verifier training as per ISO 14064 Part 1. Okay. So my name is S. Ilango. I'm basically a mechanical engineer, MBA, and I'm the lead auditor for many standards, ISO standards, and I'm also a lead verifier for GHG emissions, and I'm also a AA 1000 accredited sustainability report verifier. And for the past 5 years, I myself involved in various ESG consultancy. We have more than 200 customers in for EcoVadis and other consultancy in India and other countries. So we are very busy with this activity. So the objective of this program is to give some awareness about this GHG emission calculations, so that this will be useful for you to calculate in your own organization, or somebody is going to become a consultant, they can also become a consultant. Okay, so let me introduce like this GHG emission. What is this? In 1947, we got independence. From whom you got independence? From the foreigners. So at that time, who saved us? The freedom fighters. So the freedom fighters worked on for us, and they saved this country. And during the time of Corona in 2020, who saved us? The doctors and healthcare professionals. So we're very much grateful for the freedom fighters and the healthcare professionals. See, like Corona, even more than Corona, more than 100 times Corona, our earth is in danger. What danger? If you do not take action to reduce our GHG emission net zero before 2050, our earth will become irreparable. So that is a warning given by scientists. So who is going to save this earth? Like freedom fighter, like healthcare professional, who are going to save this earth? The person is you and me. We are going to become the soldiers, and we are going to become the freedom fighter, and only we ourselves can, because this is not known to everybody. This danger is not known to everybody. If you are telling something to the other person, they will laugh at us. They will not understand, because today they get everything. Today there is rain. Today there is water. Today we get electricity. Everything is okay. But what about in 2050? 2050 is not very far. Just another 25 years. So another 25 years, you and me, the GH professional, take this responsibility, and you want to save this mother earth. How many of you are willing to take this responsibility on our shoulder? Please type I in the chat box. You know very well, responsibility has to be taken, authority has to be given. So this is a responsibility. Each and everybody in this group, please type I in the chat box, so that let me see how many people are typing I in the chat box. I. Very good, very good. I'll open my chat box. Yes. I congratulate everybody in this group. They have taken this responsibility, because nobody is going to give us a medal or going to give any thanks, but it is our responsibility, because many people do not know about these emissions and how to reduce it, how to monitor it, how to calculate it, and you people came forward to take this responsibility, because you got to understand this concept from that perspective, not how to calculate, what is the formula, and how to report, how we can give to our customers or stakeholder, and how we got to consultancy, how much you are going to charge. This and all one part, but the right part, the right responsibility is that we are the next freedom fighters. We are the next healthcare professionals. We are the next people who are going to save this earth. So with this introduction, so let me start this program. So everybody, you please type, I love my mother earth in the chat box. I love my mother earth in the chat box. With this affection with our earth, because many things, GH professional can fake it. Just removing some numbers, you can able to show a reduced GHG emission, but it is not. For you, it may be right, but for our earth, it's not right. So we got to always support our mother earth, and we are the people not standing on the customer side. We are standing on earth side. We are always support our earth. So if anybody is damaging our earth, and you got to come forward and you got to raise our voice, because you are all going to become sometime a GHG verifier. So at that time, you may see something is missed the customer purposefully to show a reduced GHG emission, but you should always come forward that yes, no, it's not acceptable. You are having something else to show, like that. So we are the part of the earth, right? But parallelly, for doing this work, you are all going to be paid as a consultant or a verifier or anybody else, a GHG professional. For doing this highly responsible, in my knowledge, this is a highly responsible job in the world, GHG emission professionals. Okay, with this word, so let me start the program. Okay, for the beginners, please write down all these gases, greenhouse gases. What is greenhouse gas? Before that, let's go to understand what is global warming. Many people know, but for the sake of the new persons, let me explain. Our Earth is surrounded by various gases. Out of all the gases, oxygen, nitrogen, so many gases are available. Out of that, these gases, this is called greenhouse gases, they absorb the heat from the sun. Other gases, they will not absorb the heat. Sometimes some gases reflect the heat energy and light energy from the earth, like ozone and all, it reflect. But these gases, it absorb the heat and return in the atmosphere. In turn, it is heating our earth. By heating the earth, you know very well, there are a lot of damage going to come. So to control that one, gas has to be minimized. This happened because of the industrialization, because many companies started and we use petrol, diesel, and so many things for our lifestyle. One aspect is good for our lifestyle is improving, but another bad effect of this one is our industries are releasing all these gases. So if you control it, then we can save our earth. Okay, what are the gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, fluorinated gases. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 7 gases. New beginners, you can take a screenshot. I'll also give this PPT to you, but if you want, you can write it. So these are the gases which is inside petrol, inside diesel, other fossil fuels. So we go to reduce it. So before reducing it, first we should know where we are standing. We have to measure it, and then only we can be able to reduce it. Okay, with this concept, let me go to the GHG emission calculations. So our objective is to understand how much is our emission. Many people telling that, sir, we are a service provider, we do not emit anything. No, you are also emitting. How? You are using electricity. From where electricity is coming? It is coming from NABL or some other electricity generating plant. There they are consuming fuels. So there you are emitting. When you are switching on the light or a fan, you are emitting at somewhere else. So nobody is telling, nobody can tell that we are not emitting any these gases. Everybody is emitting. Okay. So in industries, now government has come out with various regulations for all the, now only the first 1,000 companies they have to measure and give the report. But in other countries, because we are having heavy workload from UAE government, that all the companies in 2027 they have to report. So there are thousands of companies are available. They are coming to us to calculate this GHG emission. We are helping them, so that we are so busy in this area. Very soon in India also there will be a regulation that all the company has to measure and report this GHG emission. As good as every year they are filing the financial statement, profit and loss account, balance sheet, income tax. Similarly, every year all the company has to submit this report. So imagine the very high workload for consultant and auditors. It is as good as a chartered accountant demand. You know, the demand for chartered accountant. For studying chartered accountant, you have to spend a lot of money, lakhs of money. The same workload is going to come for all these consultant and verifiers and the professionals in this area. So please be prepared. So that's the reason we are providing this. Okay, I'll skip some slide and I will come after some time so that you can, the basic beginners can able to understand. So for that purpose, yes, sorry, yes. Okay. I'll give very fundamental. Yes, all this PPT, not only this PPT, I'm going to give ISO 14064 part 1, part 2, part 3, GHG protocol standard. There are 3 standards are available. All this stuff will be sent to you, so that please do not worry. All this stuff will be sent to you so that you can able to refer it in it. All are original. Okay. Some of the keywords we can able to understand within 5 minutes. Experts, please forgive me for a few minutes so that I have to cater the need of the beginners also. Okay. Carbon footprint. Sometimes we are hearing this word carbon footprint. So it is nothing but total amount of greenhouse gas emissions in a company, especially in a company for a particular period. So generally we take our financial year as the year, April 1st to March 31st. So that is a year. Within that year, how much carbon greenhouse gas emissions we made, that is called carbon footprint. Global warming potential. This is because there are many gases are available. It is not possible to measure the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide this much, methane this much, nitrous oxide this much. It is not possible. So they are having a comparison mechanism so that everything is measured in terms of CO2. That's why the unit of greenhouse gas is kg CO2 E. It means equivalent. Or some people are measuring by ton CO2 E. So that's a measure of this. Because something, if we want to measure something, we need a unit. So this is a unit. Carbon neutrality, achieving net zero carbon emission by balancing CO2. So what is net zero? So one company emit GHG emissions. Parallelly, they reduce GHG emission. One point that company is not at all having any GHG emission at all. In the GHG emission account, their balance is zero. That means that company is using some sustainable or solar, anything, something they are using so that they are not at all emitting. If at all they are emitting, they are also balancing with something else. So net, in a net, they are not emitting something. For example, sometimes they are not able to reduce some 10 tons CO2e. But what they will do, they will purchase carbon credit from somewhere else. Like that also they can manage it. So that's the reason it is called net zero. It is not zero, it is net zero. At an average, Here also I'm emitting, but I'm balancing with, neutralizing with something else from somewhere else, like that. There is an agency called SBTI, Science Based Target Initiative. They are focusing mainly on the targets and reduction. I'm telling very, very soon, all the company has to go for a SBTI registration. So they are only controlling all these net zero emissions. Okay, carbon offset, because the world is, the atmosphere is common for all the people in the world. So some company in India, they technically advanced method, they are reducing the GHG emission. It is measured, for example, it is 100 units. The other part of the world, from Italy or Germany, they can purchase this credit. This is called carbon offset or carbon trading. There is some mechanism is available. It's a very complicated subject as of now. Carbon capture storage. This is a mechanism, this is a technology which collect the carbon and bringing inside the earth. That's all. It is not emitting. So what human do? We take the carbon from the earth as a petroleum and we use it. Carbon capture storage is opposite. They collect everything and bringing back to the earth. These are some technologies available. Decarbonization. It is a method of reducing the carbon emission or GHG emission from the company. Yes. Here there are two very important concepts, that is called carbon source and carbon sink. What is carbon source? A process which releases emission. For example, diesel. It is a source which is emitting GHG emission. Petrol. Yeah, I'll open. Just a minute. Okay, carbon offset is the mechanism where 1% technologically advanced method, they reduce the carbon, so that credit is given to somebody else who are already emitting the GHG emission. That is a trading. Just like a trade, it becomes a commodity. I reduce the emission, so that unit is a commodity. You can sell to anybody else, because that company, without doing some technological advancement, they can just purchase it and they can able to show to their government that they are meeting. This is called carbon trading, carbon offset. Carbon neutrality is the process of reducing our emissions to net zero. Okay. So source is, carbon source is a process that releases CO2. The opposite is carbon sink, which absorbs the CO2. For example, forest, this and all. Somebody is planting tree. See, you are going for a rounds in a company and you are seeing they are using diesel and you are taking as a source. And they planted many trees. So they planted many trees. So that is your sink. So in accounting, you have to take sources and sink also. Because this is the word I'll be using frequently. That's the reason. The carbon trading I've seen. Inventory. Inventory is nothing but an accounting GHG, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, all the total accounting summary. It's a summary of how we do the calculations and how we report the emissions. Okay, and we are going to use a lot of standards. ISO 14064 part 1, ISO 14064 part 2, and ISO 14064 part 3. I'll give all these standards. One is how to account greenhouse gas emission in a company, in an organization level. Okay. Part 2 is, it's a project level. What is a project level? The project is not a construction project. It is a project. For example, we are having a project to reduce or project to install 1000 megawatt solar. So it's a project. For that project, how much reduction is happening within the project. That is called ISO 14064 part 2. But it is not that much famous standard. All the companies they are using is ISO 14064 part 1. And ISO 14064 part 3 is on how to verify it. Part 1 is how to report, how to account and report. Part 3 is maybe an internal verifier or an external verifier, how to verify that one. So that is a procedure. Okay. So SBTI, I told already, SBTI organization, which is bothering about setting targets. So how will you set the target? Generally, we set the target, for example, this year 2000 ton CO2e. We will set a target for next year is 1500 or 1800. What is the basic? Is there any science behind it? No. And it is a habit of every human that we take action at the last minute. In 2048, 49, we'll be taking a lot of activity. Now we will be silent. SBTI, it is reverse. Yes, very nice. Mr. Madhun. Yeah. ISO 14665 is accounting and reporting. Unless without accounting and reporting, how we are going to verify it? So for verification, it is ISO 14064 part 3. Right. So SBT is a reverse way. That means there is a near-term target. That means within 10 years, 5 to 10 years, you reduce 50%. I'm telling approximately it is 42% scope 1, scope 2 and 25% scope 3. But approximately within 5 to 10 years, you reduce sharply now 50%. Then you stabilize and reduce it. It's a reverse way. Okay. But it is not the subject today. Yeah. CDP is one company, one organization. They are they register all these GHG emissions in a project level, in a company level, in a city level, in a country level. So this also something. Carbon border CBAM, a policy by the European government to tax import based on their carbon emission. It's like now carbon tax mechanism. Okay, this and that. Okay. I'll tell only the important one. ISO 14067. Now, ISO 14064 part 1 is bothering about quantification accounting at the organization level. But what about the product level? They are manufacturing 5 products. For each and every product, what is their carbon footprint? For producing 1 unit of one product, like a test certificate. Now, all the companies are now started asking this product carbon footprint, LCA. Yes, very nice. Life cycle assessment method is one of the method which is followed in ISO 14067. We'll have another training on ISO 14067, that is different. Okay. Yes, this is very important. GHG protocol. So ISO 14064 is the ISO version of quantification of GHG emission. GHG protocol is another organization. They have very, very elaborate, robust method to quantify. Both are quantification only. One is ISO, another one is GHG protocol. The best way is we can combine both. For example, in ISO 14064, scope 1 is the only direct emission. All are indirect emission. They are not classifying. They are classifying, but not as detailed as GHG protocol. GHG protocol is very, very accurate, very robust, so that you can able to quantify very easily and very accurately. So what we will do, whenever you do a quantification as per ISO 14064 part 1, please take account of GHG protocol also. There is a corporate standard is available, and scope 2 guidance is available, scope 3 guidance is available. Everything I'll send to you, so there you can use. Okay, right. So this is some terminology I explained. So if you understand the terminology, please type T in the chat box. Otherwise, I can explain again. It's just to understand what it is. Yes. Now we are now started calculating the GHG emission. So before that, you have to categorize it. How to categorize? A scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. This is a category given by GHG protocol, not ISO. So direct emission. What is direct emission? If you directly consuming diesel, maybe from your diesel generator, or if you are using your own vehicle, that means you go and purchase diesel or petrol or anything. So the emission which is from your direct operation, direct control, direct purchase is called the scope 1 emission. Okay. So do you understand what it is? If you understand, please type 1. So that I'll go to 2 and 3.
Yes, sir, we understand.
Okay, all right. Because many people are at beginner level, I want to explain to them also. Indirect emission. That means you are consuming electricity. Definitely electricity consume, it emits GHG emission. But where? Not here, somewhere else. That means that emission you are indirectly purchasing. You are purchasing. So all the purchased electricity, heat and steam, many companies they are using heating, cooling, steam and all. It's very rarely in the process industry, but generally all the company they purchase electricity. So it is called scope 2. First of all, why we should have this classification at all? For example, why you want a classification? That's a question now is arising. For example, everybody passed a 10th standard, 12th standard, and at the end of the or during the quarterly examination, half-yearly examination, just they are telling for out of 500, you are 448. Yes, Dr. Patel.
So
Yes,
our, in fact, our control is different on as per the type of scope,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why this classification is very important
Very
to
important. Yeah, yeah, right.
decide our SBTA. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the idea is, for example, in the 10th standard, in the quarterly examination, they are giving the result. You got 444 for out of 500. Somebody it is 365 for 500. Does it give any sense? Whether this is correct or in language, in English, in science, in social science, and in mathematics, if you are having that classification and give, will it be helpful for you? So that we can able to address which is our strength, which is our weakness. Accordingly, we can able to take action plan. So generally, if you are giving scope and scope to scope, it is 10,000 ton CO2e. Okay, then how to control it? Which is our weakness, weak area. So for that only, yeah, identify opportunity for improvement. Yes, when we classify, more the classification, the better the control. That's the reason they are having scope 1, scope 2, and 15 categories of scope 3. There are 15 categories. Okay. So scope 1 you understand. Scope 2 also you understood. Please type 2 in the chat box if you understood the scope 2. Scope 2 is purchasing
Sir,
electricity.
excuse me, please.
Yeah.
As per ISO 14064 standard, how many categories apart from GHG protocol?
I'll show you.
As per the standard ISO 14064, how many categories are divided as per the ISO 14064 standard?
Reporting boundary. You are asking about the reporting boundary of the standard. I'll show you. Yeah. Yes. In the category direct emission, imported energy. This is scope 2. Okay. Scope 3 only 4. Transportation. This upstream transportation, downstream, everything putting under transportation. Product used. Sale of the product, use of the product, and the end of the life. Everything in a single sentence.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And
here
from
the
other sources.
Confusion is where in case in GHG protocol we are for scope 3 we are saying 15 categories.
Yeah.
As per the standard is saying only 6 categories.
Yeah.
So what should we follow? That is
which is better. Which is better, because we are also doing projects for many companies for ISO 14064 part 1. We integrate GHG protocol also. It's a better one. You know, at the top level, at the very high level, ISO and GHG protocol, they are sitting together and they are going to revise the next standard. Next standard will be in line with GHG protocol. This is happening at the very high level. It's a good question. Thank you very much.
So it is better to follow GHG protocol.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Even if you follow this protocol, but you have to mention in this report. Finally, we are using ISO 14064 and GHG protocol also. That's a better way. Because why you are reporting? Some external stakeholder, they have to understand what it is your emission. No. So you have to satisfy their need. Right. So, good question.
So one question from my side. In fact, the scope 3 categories out of that 15, we have to define that what as per our materiality aspects, right?
Yes. That is a screening. I'll tell you how to screen it.
Okay.
So there is a method to screen. You have to rate it. So this is the right time to explain that also. So in scope 2 you understood. Now I come to the scope 3. There are 15 categories in scope 3. This is as per GHG protocol. Scope 3 emission guidelines. I will also send to you. This is more detailed. Purchase goods and services. For example, you purchase steel. You purchase wood. For the manufacturing of steel and wood, there is some emission is happening. Okay. So how to calculate this emission? There are continuous monitoring method is there. That means you have to attach some meter and you can also measure how much CO2, how much methane and all. Technically, it is not possible. The best way is that, okay, you have to collect, you have to understand how much unit of diesel is consumed. Whether it is possible to collect that data. Yes, team. Say how much diesel you are consumed for the 1 year. Is it possible to collect from various books?
Yes, this is
yeah,
yes,
invoices.
That is possible.
Yeah, possible.
Yes.
That is only controllable. That is in our hand. You can collect it. Then multiply by emission factors. Some emission factor. What is emission factor? Somebody did research that for the consumption of 1 liter of diesel, 2.8 kg of CO2 CO2 equivalent is consumed or emitting. Somebody did research. There are many research organizations are available. One is IPCC, DEFRA, EPA. Lot of people are doing that research. So we need not do any research. Only thing is that you have to collect the data and multiply by the emission factor. Right? For example, scope 2. The purchased unit. The purchased electricity. If it is 1000 kilowatt hour, then even our website also, even our grid website also, it's available. Otherwise also you can take it from IPCC website. What is the GHG emission per 1 kilowatt hour of electricity. Just you multiply it. So the calculation is activity data into emission factor. Please write down in your paper. How to calculate activity data into emission factor? What is activity data? The data we can collect from our books, invoices, bills, gate pass, entry, anything from various registers. You are collecting some data. That data is called activity data. Multiply by the emission factor. That's all. Right. If I am too fast, please stop me. Yes. Okay. Purchase goods is like that. All the organizations, they are purchasing goods, maybe a raw material, except the service organization, all the global warming potential. GWP is global warming potential. Purchased goods and services, capital goods. For example, you purchase lathe, you purchase any other material, any equipment. So for the manufacturing of that equipment, there is a GHG emission happened at that place.
So out of our control.
Pardon? Okay. So that
organization do not have direct control on that.
Yes, yes. Okay. Very good to inform me. Scope 1 and scope 2 is within the physical boundary of the organization. Scope 1 and scope 2 in the physical boundary. Scope 3 is outside our boundary. But why you would take? Because of our operation, we are impacting. Because your organization is existing in the world, on the earth, that's the reason you purchase. Then you are impacting. Then you calculate that also. You purchasing some capital goods. Why? Because your company is existing. So when you are using a capital goods, that capital good also please account. And the fuel and the energy related activities not included scope 1, scope 2, because diesel. So we are taking diesel consumption. What about diesel manufacturing and the diesel transport to your place? Okay, you need not do anything. The diesel value into the emission factor. That's all. Upstream transportation. What is upstream transportation? The transportation from your supply place to your company. Okay. So during the transport, there is an emission by the vehicles. Yes, before the product is getting manufactured. Upstream is everything. Yes, Mr. Manikantan. GHG emission is active data, and this is a golden rule. So why we multiply by GWP is that it will go for a particular gas. If you want the total emission, it is activity data into emission factor. If you multiply by global warming potential for each and every gas is different, then you can calculate gas wise also. So for that, this is a useful formula. Otherwise, if you want to quantify how much GHG emission you are making, activity data into emission factor is enough. Okay. Upstream transportation. Now I am asking one question. We got to reduce the total emission of the company. That's our ultimate idea. So one option is that your diesel vehicle has to be converted into electric vehicle. Each vehicle costs 5 lakhs rupees, right? Then how many vehicles you want to change? Is it better, or for reducing the upstream transportation, instead of selecting a customer from Kolkata, why can't you select a suppliers nearby? Just by selection, you can reduce the overall emission more than the technological improvement. Yes, logistics.
I think logistic is better. If you go for electrical vehicle means, that is also create huge pollution while manufacturing battery.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
So that will
we are able to reduce it.
That is also need for electricity to recharge it, no sir. So for it is also directly causing
money now. See, for technological improvement, you have to spend a lot of money. But this type of selection is just a selection. By doing a small selection, we can also reduce a good amount of GHG emission. So that's what I'm going to tell. I'm not telling that using going for technology advancement is bad, but the cost benefit analysis when you're doing it, this is better. Okay, I'm asking you some questions. How to reduce upstream transportation? How to reduce? Give me some ideas in the chat box.
Sir, we can use the common public transport.
For bringing the material?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly we have to choose nearby suppliers.
Very nice. Very nice. Good.
So basically, optimization of our logistic. In fact, both the trip, I mean, return trip also will have to plan accordingly. Will share our emission. Would like to say that.
Yes, that's correct.
And also we have to place our industry on some manufacturing sectors, which means Bangalore or Coimbatore means we have enough customers and dealers nearby us, right?
Yes, right.
So the supply chain sustainability play a very important role on the upstream transportation and distribution reduction. Yeah.
Yes. Anything else?
And also we have to separate plant for manufacturing this kind of material in one place.
Sir, we can improve our supplier network. Like we can develop regional supplier hubs or warehouses wherein we can reduce transportation requirements.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Natarajan Parsardi, you are right.
You can go for domestic component. Like very design the product to such a manner that local raw material
available locally. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Route optimization. By producing more stocks to avoid, that is called package planning. See, team would reduce the waste.
Even intermediate processes also we can consider that happen at the source area and then reduce the transportation to get it to the gate of factory.
Yes.
So
we can share the fleet to transport the material from one.
So instead of instead of
yes, that route mapping. So whenever going from X to Y, there are many routes are available. So we have to make, there are many softwares available for route mapping. So when you are doing a route mapping also, we can able to reduce the this one. Then container planning, the package planning, so that
in fact
the load
many
optimization.
Software,
pardon?
Software available to
available.
manage that as DigiFleet and those are.
We can share the fleets to collect material from one hub to other hub.
Right.
Through logistics.
Just I'm brainstorming you so that measurement is one part. The ultimate idea is to reduce it. We can combine our goods with nearby companies' goods like that. Yes, Mr. Dilip, yes, right. The next one is waste. Waste generation. This is slightly a difficult calculation. Okay, what is waste? Disposal in a landfill. So waste is a part of any manufacturing. There will be some waste. Okay. So how to calculate waste? When you go for a waste, you have to select the emission factor based on the treatment also. How we are going to treat it? If you are sent to landfill, then
we'll have to follow waste management hierarchy here. Landfill is the last and least option.
When it's not at all possible, then landfill.
We'll go for the segregation.
No, segregation is something. Then after that, how you are going to dispose it? So
recycling. For recycling on.
Recycling.
Better recycling.
Reusability, then recycling, then if not possible to recycle, then co-process or energy conversion.
Actually, we have to go for 4R concept: reduce, reuse, recycle, and recovery. Right.
Right.
First reduce.
Okay, please
Yeah,
give
reduce.
some ideas
Process
for
we have to reduce.
Okay, how to reduce it. Always think why this waste is
Effective quality management system. Process controls.
Effective planning.
Process
And
control.
you can
And
also
also
think of
optimize
technology.
our process.
Improving process management.
Design the
Then
first of all, the rate should not come.
sometimes substitution of material as well.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the ideas. So why I'm telling is that there is some mistake that everybody they go for plastic. There is a emission factor. No. For plastic, you have to select the treatment method also. Then you have to select the emission factor. That's what my content here. Okay. Now, please give me some ideas how to reduce waste. At least let us do a brainstorming and find out. At least for five ideas. Maybe steel waste or paper waste, something like that. E-waste. How to reduce it? How to reduce it? How to reuse it?
To implement the
wherever we can use alternative materials in place of plastic.
Right.
Sir, we can compost food waste and garden waste like on site wherever it is feasible.
Yeah. Yes.
Non-value added process.
Yes.
That is one of the waste.
Yeah. Non-value added process. Yes. Better QMS will reduce waste. Right. Process control, waste categorization, reduce waste measures, design controls. Right. 5 years. Very nice.
TPM.
Right. Okay. Now, there is a question comes. When there is a mixed waste, because many times the wastes are not coming in a segregated way. When you are having a mixed waste in the process, then how to find out the emission factor? So this is a beautiful yes. For example, in a mixed waste, the treatment method is 25% to landfill. It's finally incineration 5%, recycled 30%, recycled 20%, and compost 20%. So what you have to do is that for each and everything there is an emission factor, and you have to multiply by each and everything, and you have to find out your own emission factor. Because this mistake also people are doing. When there is a mixed waste is a part of any. We cannot control it sometime, because if you go to the whatever maybe the government is or corporation is coming out with various awareness, still the waste are mixed waste only.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
It is written twice recycled. What does it mean? 30% and 20. What is these two types of recycled?
Where it is?
Can be made. So same only. Both are same.
No, but is the
maybe a mistake in that.
Maybe reused.
No,
maybe
it's not a
reused.
mistake. You just check that recycled 0, B, and C. So B and C is the
material
methodology
recovery in preparation for
check.
recycling.
Yeah.
Have been allotted to recycled material. C is emission from material recovery in preparation for recycling have not been allocated to the recycled material. So that's the difference. Fine. So the idea is that when you are having mixed waste, you should not just multiply by any emission factor. You have to find out what treatment we are going to make for each and every. You have to segregate. For example, you have to collect some 1 ton of mixed waste. You have to segregate. What are the things are available and how we are going to treat it. So accordingly, the percentage you have to come out with our own derived emission factor you have to calculate. So that's the meaning of it. Fine. Okay. Next is business travel. So business travel by air, road. So that is straightforward. The business travel is travel by any executives especially senior executives, they go to various places. So when they are traveling it, so that travel also you have to take it account. That's all. Simple. Employee commute. That means employees are coming from various places to your company, either by walk or two-wheeler or four-wheeler or metro or bus. Sometime one day come by walk, one day by two-wheeler, one day by this one. It is a very, very complicated, not complicated. It is slightly
difficult to monitor. In fact,
monitor,
difficult to be precise on that data.
Precise, yeah. We cannot be very much.
Yes, sir. Actually, if they are using business travel and going for office, if they are using a common platform, common transportation, how could be precisely measure those emissions?
Yes. It's not possible. So the standard is telling you can go for a survey. That means, suppose you are having some 1,000 people. It is not possible to record each and every day how they are coming. Those things are not possible. So what you got to do is you have to go for a survey. So you take one normal day. There are many methods. You have to make a procedures and you have to do it. So how do they come? And make a pattern and multiply with number of days. That's one way. Now, how to select the sample? How to select the sample? The standard itself is giving a sample size calculations. So accordingly, I'll show. Systematic sampling. Yeah, there is
If we can go ahead with random sampling, we can go ahead with survey of all the employees.
No. Sampling is something different. Sampling is random sampling. So we can use randomly you can select, but sometime no. The group also something. There are many units are available within a company. One unit is in Bangalore, another one unit is in Mumbai. So there is a difference between this unit and that unit. So random sampling will not apply. So stratified sampling you got to go. For each and every unit you select some samples like that. So the sample size is given here. If you are having 1,000 employees, it is not possible to have sample for everything. You can always go for 1,278 plus samples you would select. Always 5% is okay. A confidence level of 95%, 5% is always, because it's a natural process. So all the natural process follow 95% confidence interval. So you have to select 275 samples. You have to do a survey and you can calculate. So it is an advanced level.
Sir, can you clarify once again?
Yeah.
So you are telling about if you are going to get 5% sampling, you will get a 95% confidence. Correct?
No. Yeah. No. Say confidence level 95%. What it is? All the natural process. For example, today the session started at 7 o'clock. Okay. Some people came to the session by 6:55. Some people came to the session by 7:05. Right? Statistically, 95% of the people are in the 3 sigma level. That is a standard deviation into plus 3 sigma and minus 6 sigma. So within that category, 95% of the people that this is a normal. It is a normal thing. Today there is no abnormal is happening. Sometime today this time some IPL match is happening. Then things will be different. As long as we are following a natural phenomena, everything will be at a 95% interval. That means in the from plus or minus 3 sigma. It is a some statistics, because I done some statistics I can able to understand. But otherwise, you have to select 95% confidence level, 5%, and you have to select 278 plus
survey.
Samples you got to take for the survey.
Okay.
Because this is not to say, if for 1000, if I taking 906 samples, then what is the meaning of it? Instead, you can go for 1000 also.
Correct.
Right. That means there is a error available. That error is 5%. That is acceptable. Say in the 5% error in the GHG emission report is not going to make any difference at all. That's the reason. Yeah, 5% is acceptable always.
Okay.
Yes. It's a tolerance. Fine. I appreciate everybody. You are very active today, and that makes me this program more interesting. Right. Upstream list assets. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. This is if you say for the commuting.
Yeah, commuting only. Employee commute only. Upstream list assets is very rare thing that some of the leased asset like a rented building. Sometimes, many times in the rented building, you will take scope 1 and scope 2.
Sir, it may be warehouses, sir. Warehouse to supplier. Warehouses supplier.
Warehouses
of suppliers.
But please, yeah, supplier warehouses. Very nice. Yeah, warehouse. If it is our own, we will take scope 1 and scope 2. But it is controlled by somebody else, and you are doing your own operation there. It is not straightforward. The supplier's warehouse. It's not straightforward. Supplier warehouses, you are doing operation. Then you have to take. That case is very rare. But this is the thing. All the 1 to 8 are upstream. That means that's an input or from the supplier side emissions. 9 to 15 are downstream. That means it is towards the customer or towards the output. Downstream transportation. What is downstream transportation? It is a transport towards your customer.
After making the product.
Yeah. Processing a sold product. You make a product and that product is going to the customer, and during the working of the product, there will be some emission. So that is called.
Sir, it means an installation.
Yeah, installation. And yeah. Use of sold product. No. Processing of sold product is your product they are using for further process. Sold product is you are selling a product. That product is giving continuously emission. And end of life means one day the product will die. Okay. So you are going to dispose to landfill or recycle or repurpose, whatever you do it. So accordingly, you have to take the end of life treatment of sold product also you have to consider. Downstream lease asset is some assets maybe in the for example, for the purpose of customers, you purchase some lease assets. Okay. Franchisee. Some people are using your logo or using your brand and they are operating their own. It's a different company, but within your logo they are using it. That means when you earn profit and you have to earn the emissions also. This is a concept, operation control process. Whenever you take some profit, some 5% profit from somebody else, then you take the 5% of the GHG emission from that company also. That's the concept, operation control. Investment. When you invest in a company, not a person, not the proprietor, not the director. When the company is investing in some other company, okay, that company is emitting and your share is 50%, then you have to take the 50% of the GHG emission also.
Okay. So this is the example of, in fact, when we purchase some material which have an intermediate processor who is working on that. It's kind of that?
No. Say a company A. Okay. The company A purchase another company and become a group company.
Joint venture.
Yeah, it's called JV. The right word is JV, joint venture.
So this is more important when your product is directly going to the either.
Yeah. So it's as good as a product joint venture. When you earn profit from your joint venture, you earn the GHG emission also. That's the concept. So now, have you understood all these 15 categories? At least some idea. Please type 15 in the chat box.
Sir, I have a small doubt.
Hmm.
For example, if we are purchasing a material from a company, we are purchasing from the direct manufacturer. Their report,
Your voice is broken.
Sir, look like scope 3 after output, I mean upstream, downstream process 9 to 15, we might have.
Okay, I'm not able to hear your voice. So if you want, you can type it in the chat box. I can understand. Right. Now, let us do some math. Okay. All the experts and the knowledgeable people, please forgive me, because these are all very basic questions, and because I want to cater to all the needs of the people. Okay, we will do some calculations. Yes. Okay. It's a capital goods. For example, a company purchased 5 laptops, 5 office desks and chairs, 10 laptops and 2 air conditioners. Okay. Yeah, I will share this presentation. Not only the presentation, I will share all the standards, GHG protocol, all these things I will share you, no problem. Along with your certificate. Okay. Office furnitures, 5 sets. Okay. For each and every set, there is an emission factor of 100 kg per CO2e. 10 laptops in a particular reporting year. Per laptop, it is 150 kg per kg CO2e. 2 air conditioner, every air conditioner is 300 kg CO2e. So can you calculate how much is the capital goods emission? Can do some calculation, please. You have to multiply 5 into 100, 10 into 150, 2 into 300, and you have to add it together. How much it is coming? Please type in the chat box. Mr. Swami Surmane, you are right. Yes. If possible, please type the unit also, because unit is very important. Always, when you calculate it for individual scope level, individual category level, you find out by kg. And after making everything together, summarize it, sum it, and you convert into metric ton. That's the best practice. If you convert into here itself, it is 2.6. What will happen? Then each and everything 2.2 something. Then finally, it will not be very accurate. So always scope 1, scope 2, all the 15 categories, you go for kg, then add it, then you convert into metric ton. Some questions.
But this will be for the life of that asset, right?
Yes. See,
so it means So we have to first assume the life.
Yeah.
2600 if we assume,
No,
then
this for
and
the
the life
calculation
is
purpose
maybe
only.
8 hours.
Right. Yeah.
8 years. Then we have to first calculate for 1 year and then allocate it on the number of.
So to avoid that complications, I put here kg per unit per year only for the calculation purpose. On the expert level, because all these units are for that life. So you have to divide by that life and you have to correct it. I'll see some questions here. No. Mr. Silva, actually, for that purpose only, there is a scope 3. See, same, there is no double account. This is not possible. Not so. We cannot count at both the places. Scope 1, scope 2 is for the particular company. Scope 3 is you impact. Scope 3 does not mean that you are accounted and they should not account. Right? You have to understand this concept. Actually, scope 1 is the only, not only scope 2, scope 1 is the only emission you are making it. Scope 2 is emission is made by the other company, electricity company. But when you are using it for your company, what is your impact? That's the reason scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 is coming. For example, the transport from supply is the right question, Mr. Silva. From supply to your place, you are taking as upstream transportation in your report, but the transport company also taking it. Yes, all the scope 3s are double accounting. It is accounted here as well as there. But why you are taking is that you are impacting because of your business, because of your product, you are impacting the nature. So for reducing your own, you should have the scope 3. It's the right question actually. It's very, very deeper level questions. Right. We'll take some more calculations. Yes. Imagine. Please do not think very complicated. Yeah, truck from Mumbai to Chennai, the distance is 1,300 kilometers. Shipment weight is only to confuse you. Please do not worry about the shipment weight. Emission factor is 0.1 kg CO2e. Yeah. A 10 kilometer. Yeah. Then you have to calculate this also. Yes. 10 kilometer. Can you calculate this one? Here the emission factor is not per kilometer. It is 10 kilometer. Please do these calculations. Distance is 1,300. Okay. What is a 10 kilometer? It's a 2 tons. So 1,300 into 2. What is the emission factor? 0.1. How much it's coming? How to set an emission level for each unit like AC? Okay. AC means AC is not emitting. It is a leakage is emitting. So it is vegetative emission scope 1. Transport is scope 3. Yes. 260 kg per CO2. Kg CO2e. Very nice. Right. So you got an idea what is global warming, what is greenhouse gas, and how to categorize it, how to group it. The purpose of group is we can able to control it properly. And there is scope 1, scope 2, and 15 categories of scope 3 at a very high level. So for calculating this one, we are going to use a standard called ISO 140. Which part? Type in the chat box. For accounting and
Part
reporting.
3. Part
Part 1. Part 1 is for accounting and reporting. Part 3 is right. Part 3 is for verification. The verification agency, they are using the standard 3. I will show you. I will show you. Okay, this standard ISO 140. Yeah. So first one is you have to select the boundaries, the organization boundary and the reporting boundary. What is organization boundary? Which are the units covered? Say today I am using this units and these facilities under the reporting. Tomorrow you should not add it. Then only you can able to control. So first you got to decide what are the units, physical units which are coming under the report. Reporting boundary. Which are all the categories we are going to cover. Then only you can able to come. Then quantification. How to calculate? You told very well what is the formula you got to use? Activity data into
emission
factor.
Emission factor.
Yes. It's a very good question. It is asked by Mr. Dilip. If you already calculated the electricity consumption of the whole factory by EB under scope 1. For EB it is scope 1. Okay. We should calculate power consumption of the individual equipment and counter scope 2. Please clarify. Yes. So please understand, scope 1 is the only emission you are making. Other things are, you are damaging the environment. You are impacting the environment by using electricity. So, when that say, my GHG emission is not the emission directly made by me. What is the impact I am making to the environment? That is my emission. So, to reduce the emission, you are using scope 2, scope 3, but your real emission is scope 1 only. Your scope 2 is scope 1 for electricity company. But why you are calculating it? Finally, for a company, that is the reason we are having ISO 14064 part 1. This is talking about emission for your own organization. Not only directly, indirectly also you are impacting. Your business is impacting, your product is impacting. Then only because of my company, my product, this is my emission. That is scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. Otherwise, it is scope 1 only. You are right.
So are there any standard values of any emission factors chart?
Yes, yes. Yeah. No, it's not a direct chart. You have to go to IPCC website. You have to go to IPCC.
Okay.
But it's not very, there also it is not possible to take it directly. There is a directories available in a separate class. I will explain you. But thing is that even DEFRA also you can use EPA. There are many things are available. So but everybody is using IPCC for scope and scope 2. And it's my experience only. Scope and scope 2, IPC. Gas level, when you go for gas level, then also IPC AR6 can be used. And for scope 3, it is better DEFRA. These are some agencies, they are doing all their research and they are giving the units. That's all. Okay. Then quantification. What is quantification? Activity data into emission factor. But this is very common to understand. But the thing is that for setting everything, there are a lot of limitations, assumptions. So many things are available. Uncertainty. So before starting any calculation, you should have a quantification methodology. That means simply it is formula. The formula, assumptions, everything should be written, because then only you can be able to compare year on year. When you change the quantification methodology, so today I taken some assumptions and you calculated. Tomorrow I have taken that assumption and calculate. We cannot be able to control it, compare it. Right. So in the GHG emission report also, there is some standard is talking about. These are the information available. It is not scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. There are some 18 requirements are available in a report. So you got to maintain all the reports. This is all about ISO 14064 part 1. Part 3 is for verification agency. I wish you all to become a verifier very soon, because that is a very highly demanding job. This is as good as a chartered accountant job. They are doing your financial accounting, you are doing GH accounting. Yes, here also some processes are available. How to make an team selections, how to collect the evidences, verifications. So you have to use what is verification, what is validation, and all we should know. There are some methods are available. How to cross check it. Always one thing you have to use, that is called conservative approach. In the beginning itself, I told we are the child of the earth. So always you have to support the earth. The customer, the reporting organization, they try to reduce they will suppress some information and telling that my emission is this much. But we are as part of the child of the earth, you have to think, no, you are having something else also. Our idea is in IS audit, we should be very positive. In GH emission audit, we should be as negative as possible. Of course, in the not to fight with the customer, in the identification of various sources, various things, and the emission factor, we should be very conservative, not pessimistic. Yes. So these are also some methodologies so that you can able to find out. Finally, you have to give a not certificate. You are going to give a opinion statement whether the claimed scope on scope to the emission is materially correct or not. So that's the thing. This is the ISO 14064 part 3. Fine. So I'll give all the standards, this PPT, because this is my contribution to the earth. So I develop many people. Because of developing many people, we can able to work on the industries. By working on the industries, we can able to control the GHG emission. Thereby, we can contribute to our 2050 net zero. Yes, emission factors are calculated by the nature of the energy generation. Yes, for each and every items, already research have happened. So you have to go there and you go to collect it. That's all. For IPCC website. Okay, any doubt up to here? Fine.
Sir, here one question, sir. Somewhere we are calling as TCO2 equivalent. Somewhere we are using MT, metric tons.
Yeah, metric
why
ton.
both? Both are same, right? Almost.
Both are same. Both are same. This is a MKS unit and SI unit. Na? In nowadays we are using SI unit. So we call it as metric ton. When people used MKS unit at that time, they called the tons. What maybe both are similar.
So we should follow metric ton.
No, people are using ton only.
Tons only. Okay.
Tons only. Yes,
okay.
tons only. But metric ton, if you are calling it, nothing wrong, because metric ton also 100 kg, ton also 100 kg. But
yes.
Yeah, the better way is ton.
Yes.
Yes. IPCC is giving, to my knowledge, IPCC is giving data for country level, but state level I do not know. But electricity emission, we have to go to IPCC. You can go to our electricity website and you can find out. It's the right question, Mr. Shelva. All right. For always electricity, don't go to IPCC. Go to your grid.
Sir, because of through a power purchase agreement, not when through IEX power, we will purchase from other state. So
okay.
I asking IPCC gives different same emission factor to all state.
Yes, available, but you have to go and check IPCC website.
Okay.
Yes. Right. So, for those who wants to upgrade your knowledge, there's an opportunity. because as I already told you, the opportunity for the consulting and verification not at all started now. But in the year 2027, 28 and the coming years, this will be the very, very highly demanding professional services. So anybody is interested to start consulting and verification in a certification body. So the opportunities are very high because this is as good as a chartered accountant job, highly demanding job. So before the, because we are in the industry, we can able to feel the demand, because every day from morning 6 to night 11 o'clock we are working, still we are not able to supply to the need of the various companies, especially UAE and other Gulf countries, because there the regulations already implemented, but in India it is going to come. So at that time, completing this greenhouse GHG lead verifier and validator course, if you are clearing it, then you will be ahead, and you can start a consulting company, or you can do a you can join a certification body, or you can become the internal verifier in your own organization, or you can calculate very well. So we are providing the training. I'll show the slide. I do not know where it is. Right. Coming July 4th, 5th, 11th, 12th and 19th, 5 days program we are conducting on greenhouse gas lead verifier and validator. It is supported by Exemplar Global. So those who are interested, so they can contact our team. Yes, this is a team you can contact, and they will help you. So the benefits are, number one, you can able to understand this concept in a highly deeper level. Number one. Number two, there is a huge potential is going to come in the consulting and certification area. There you can position your yourself as a verifier. Number two. Number three. Number three, you can do your own calculations very well. And finally, not the least, we are going to help and we are going to support our earth in this way. I already told you we are the next soldiers. So grab this opportunity, and you can contact this number. And I want to give you a certificate for this participation around, yes, how many people? 125 people. Wow. For all the 125 people, you are going to give a certificate, and all this material, I'll show what are the material I'm going to share. This PPT and some worksheet I made it, so that people can able to do some small calculation and able to understand this concept. And a sample emission report, GHG protocol standards and all ISO standards I'll be giving to you, so that you can able to perform very well.
So through mail or WhatsApp you are giving?
What you have to do is that, please type your name. I'll tell you the way, because I do not know where you are from. Please type your name, because I need the name rightly, so that it will appear on the certificate. Your email ID and your WhatsApp number in the chat box alone. That's enough. In the chat box, please type your name, email ID and WhatsApp. Why your name? It will be appear on the certificate. Why email ID? We will send all these things in a Google Drive. I will send to you. Why WhatsApp? We will send everything, the link on the WhatsApp. My team will take everything. Yes, Mr. Duriraj, you have done very well. Like the same way, Mr. Raja. Same. Mail ID and contact number. So in the meantime, I can able to take some questions if anybody has some questions.
Sir, there is any specification which factor will have to refer DEFRA or which we have to refer other references? Is there any guideline on that?
Come again, DEFRA?
Is there any guideline to refer a factor?
Okay. Actually, there is a procedure we have to make. Always how to select the emission factor. The first one is from the supplier specific. For example, the computer. Oh, somebody saw. Yes. Yeah. Okay. When you purchase a computer, there is a emission factor in the computer. That is the number one selection. Number two, IPCC. Number three, DEFRA. Number two is not IPCC. Number two is national factors. If anything is available, you have to follow this chronology. And you have to make a procedure and you have to follow it. That's all. Fine.
Sir, one quick question for these exporting firms, no? They have to keep this verifiable emission factors for, and this importers is now demanding for this?
Yes. Yes. Say, for example, in our company we are having stock. Nah, how many items for each and everything. Sometime in the government will come and check for GST purpose and all. So you have to maintain all the register and all. The similar fashion nowadays, in future or now, you have to maintain all these items verifiable. It is going to become mandatory within